This is the Wow Show.
Yes.
Women on Women. I'm Shazmin Shamsuddin.
I'm Joanne Kampupo.
And I'm Ning by Zura.
And of course, a big hello to Domitis Bangsar, redefining senior living with energy and style. That's where we're recording our podcasts this season.
Amazing place, yes.
Yes. So, today's discussion is all about surviving the sandwich. And I don't know, you might
We're
not know what
that,
this means.
that kind of sandwich,
Yeah, what kind of sandwich? Because I think my sandwich and their sandwich is very different.
Almost the same lah, maybe.
No. Aku punya ada graphic
No, my
images.
mind is going there, but for the sake of this family-friendly podcast,
That'll be a different.
we're talking about the generational sandwich,
Right.
which is
Okay.
basically
Yeah.
juggling, being in the middle. You're taking care of elderly parents, you're taking care of young children or children who are newly launched, I guess going to university, young adults, they still need a lot of, especially financial care as they,
So we only have one.
go into that.
Plus two.
Yeah.
Mr. Girl two already.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it's I think women at our age group, we're in our
Yeah.
40s, 50s, we're all in this position, yeah?
Correct. We're always taking care of someone.
Yeah.
Whether it's the boyfriend ke, husband ke, emak ke,
Kucing ke.
bapa ke, anak
ada.
ke,
Ya.
kucing ke, talapia ke.
It's true.
ada.
As I get older, I've realized that, wow, my responsibility. Kat rumah, I'm like a maid, okay? And I don't have a maid. So I am
So
the
you
maid.
are the maid.
You are the.
I am
The
the
maid.
maid. And
Right.
in the beginning, I say in the beginning is a lot because you have to adjust, adapt.
Yeah.
But women are like that, and I adapted until sekarang. It was hard. It was tough juggling everything. So my mom was diagnosed earlier this year, and it was so hard to make her to just go and like really have an MRI.
She was diagnosed with
Alzheimer's, okay, and she didn't want to go. Basically, it was like I had to like, come on, mom, let's go shopping.
the shopping.
Never here. So you tricked me. So
Tertipu.
I didn't know what else to do, but I just want to know what's going on, because her behavior was it was I blame it on MCO too. She was pretty depressed. Lepas tu dia ada asthma, and then she got COVID, and then I don't know if it was the right vaccination, because we all don't know, and it's still like everything is like a test. So
Yeah.
it started from there, and then she started slowly
Declining.
declining. Yeah, mentally. That's why we moved from staying in an apartment
To
the house, to like just a rumah, which there's like all green. She needs some to be able to walk and all that. And then I thought I could handle it because for me, I feel like if I can handle this, I can do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was
Because,
right.
Yeah, you want to take everything in. You're like,
Yeah,
okay,
and
I can handle.
I was in like a total. I didn't want to tell my friends that I was not okay.
Right.
Seriously, none of even my team, my crew knew that I went through a depression state of mind, mental depression. I excluded myself because when she first got diagnosed, after the third time, it was really for sure that she's got Alzheimer's. It was hard for me, and I didn't want to talk about it even to my husband. And I was angry. I was just angry all the time. I was just this like Hulk, because I didn't know what to do. But I seek help, and trying to talk to other people and other friends. It is very common for women. The percentage is really high. When I spoke to the geriatric specialist, it is really, really high for women like us. After 70, when you reach like a certain 75, it's very, very common that the rates is all women having Alzheimer's.
Wow.
I think she was stressed, and number two is not just that, she was left by my father.
Okay.
So everything just like
Came back.
and then it was hard for me. So I don't know how I survived. I woke up. I think one day I just and every night I would cry in the toilet.
My goodness. Did you seek any therapy or
I
professional help?
I seek therapy through an app.
Okay. Did it work?
It worked, yes,
Wow,
yes. Yeah.
amazing. See, then you can get therapy anywhere.
Because I was embarrassed to like actually see somebody.
Why?
Because I am Ning by Zura lah. Nanti
So?
orang ingat, yeah, cause it was me like feeling like, no, I cannot go and like, nanti orang
Talk
ingat
to
aku
someone.
mental case ke. But luckily this app, my friend who was living in New Zealand, who's actually written a book about my menopausal journey.
Right.
So I spoke to her, Tracy, and then she said, babe, I think, because it's easier talking to people who's not around you.
Yeah.
And she was like overseas, and she knows me so well. She's my trainer and then best friend and all that. And she says, babe, I think you need to seek help. You
Yeah.
need to like at least talk to me and I will help you. So I was going through perimenopause at the same time handling
dealing all the
yes, and I didn't know what was going on. Insomnia, big time. I still have a little bit of insomnia,
Yeah.
but I'm at least I have some things to support me now with the right doctor, you know.
Okay.
But it took me a while to realize, am I going crazy? Because with her, I'm fine, but I can't even have a proper conversation with her right now. Yeah, I can, but there are days when, and then her health is deteriorating. That's the word, right? Dia menurun, and it was hard for me. And I said, every night I would cry and tell my husband. Finally, I opened up, like in May. So I said, I think I'm depressed because I'm just thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my mother, you know. Memory for me is like, I mean, for everyone, it's like something like, how do
You
I
hold on to.
And I didn't have any solution, and I was reading and blah, 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 but it's not the same as getting in the right situation, right? And I didn't know what to do. Thank God I had my in-laws over during that time, and they really, really helped because they stayed with us for a month, and every year they would do that. Well, not next year because they can't travel as much anymore. And they're the same age as my mom, 79. So, you know, I have this love-hate relationship with my mother-in-law, but I love her.
She's watching right now,
Yes,
so
after
my
this.
husband knows. You know, and it's like, she was the one who also convinced my mother to like, just Stella, you should go and just get yourself checked.
Get checked.
Yeah. Don't you want to know what's going on? Like, why are you having this anxiety? So it started off with forgetfulness, you know, all these little things. And I thought, it's normal lah because of... So, but then it became quite irritating. And I said to my husband, how are we going to handle this? And then he was traveling a lot. So probably because I was alone and it was tough. So I felt
When
like...
you're alone, all these thoughts will come to you.
Yes.
And the thing is like...
And I don't even have to take
Yeah.
drugs to think that way.
But that's a different kind of thought. But
Like, I
it's
don't even
true.
have to take
Like,
my
and
medication, but I was sad.
can you also agree that perhaps that certain circle of friends,
Yeah.
like, it's not that you don't trust them.
No, I lost a lot of friends
Yeah,
during
because-
that period.
because
Because I
When you're in depression or when you're
Yeah.
in the mode, you
I
don't
just
want
wanted to be
hang out.
alone.
You want to be alone.
Yeah, I'm a crab.
Yeah,
So
you
I'm a
just
cancer
want that.
crab. I'm
Kan?
like I was just staying at home and taking care of my mom, and like malam-malam I cried for like a couple of months. I've got all these bulging eyes, and the next day I have to work like full on makeup, and then here I am have to sing, and I felt like I was a fake because I have to get up on stage and like sing, heal people, make everybody. But at the same time, I didn't realize that I can heal myself too, which took me a while. 9 months later, baru, you know, I kind of like slowly realized, really, you know, but it's hard for me to realize that because I spoke a lot to the geriatric and she prepared us for stage 1, stage 2, stage 4, not just like stage 4 and 5. The hallucination, you know, the hilang, everything is hilang, and blaming
other people.
other
people.
people that she doesn't really know who comes to the house. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching this, but I send her text every night. I don't know how else to reach to her. So in the end, I got out of it, spoke to a lot of many other friends who's actually got their parents who's got Alzheimer's too. And then I spoke to a lot of people that was waiting in the waiting room. You know, I just said, what's it like? So there will come up to a point where, I mean, I couldn't even talk. Last time I talked, I cried. I was so fragile. It was like I was left by somebody, my husband. But this is worse because my mother is my life, right? And then she's been there with me through thick and thin. And it took me a while to realize, hey, Ning, she's still alive, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, she's healthy. Badan dia sehat. So she's cergas, because she loves walking. And do not take her out of her equation. That's what I realized. And I was stopping her. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. It was wrong. And then slowly my friends were saying, you know what? Just let them be lah. You layan je. And then when they're angry, you just give them a hug. So I
Maybe
thought,
that's what they need.
betul lah, actually.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what they need.
Yes.
But it's good that you are able to find like-minded people
Yeah.
in
Yes.
different groups.
But there was no,
Correct.
people don't tell you the solution.
No,
You have to
no.
find
You
out.
have to
do it yourself, techniques.
Kau kena buka lah mulut. Kalau tidak, how they know?
So now she forgets kan. Phone pun dia tak tengok sebab dia lupa. So our kitchen is like made out of mostly glass wall. I leave messages lah.
She on the kitchen.
Yeah,
so
I
that
will write
how
with
they
marker.
come.
You know,
That's a good trick.
yeah, whiteboard marker. I write. Okay, today every day until today I still do it.
Okay.
Number 1, she will tick 1, 10, 7. She won't follow because her short-term memory lapse is library. So I mean, at least she does it, and then at least she knows. Then I will write there my feelings too.
Right.
P.S. By the way, because that's the only way that I can like
Get through.
Yeah, get through.
Okay, it seems like,
It's a lot,
she
with my
seems
son.
to be a priority.
Yes.
She is. Yeah.
How
And-
does
your
that
life.
affect your, I guess,
I
dealing
mean, I was fighting
with
every
your
day
son
with
and-
Chris. It was hard.
Yeah.
It's easier for Ryan because he sleeps with Nana until today.
your son lah.
Okay, okay.
He seems to be like the best companion for her. Makes her,
Right.
wholesome. And although sometimes they behave the same, macam dua-dua pun macam 10 years old. But I find that really funny, and I turn everything into now. Only then now I realize 8 months later that I have to make it into a joke. Like she cannot. She's OCD as well. They are all OCDs most of the time.
Well, you are too.
Yeah.
Sharing a bathroom.
It's hereditary.
Yes, very OCD.
Where's the spray?
Where's my spray? So yes, it's hereditary. Yes, genetic. I don't know, but I can always take the test, and I've taken the test.
Okay.
So and I know it will happen to me too in time. So it's good that Ryan sees this. In hopes that I can get to prepare him in case if the mother becomes a bit cuckoo later.
Then he would know.
Yes.
They're just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is my second round.
So we have a song, and whenever she touches everything, in the beginning she likes to move things around, and she can't remember where she puts it, and it gets to my husband. Stella, where did you put this? Where did you put? I don't know. It's not me, and it's never her, right? So it is the sickness. We used to say, don't you remember? So actually saying don't you remember is lagi annoying to them.
Yeah, betul.
So
So
that,
what do you
but I
say
thought
now?
I saw it there. Yeah, it will turn up like it will appear. It's disappeared for a while. I'll just say it like that. And then I said, remember the song? And then now she sings, just leave it, leave it, leave it. It's beat it, right?
Yeah, leave it, leave it, leave it.
And then we
You
all
even
laugh
have
about
a
it.
song
That's a
about
good
it.
advice for a lot of things in life. Just
Yeah.
leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it. Let it
Leave
go.
it. The
Yeah, so
solution
now
will
I'm like,
come.
okay lah. I'll just tell her, blah, 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 she'll go on and on and on and on, and I'll just say, I got a phone call, I forgot. I leave the equation of like
Leave it
getting
and you come
into
back later.
of becoming anak derhaka.
Faham.
And then come back. What are you saying? Entahlah.
Entahlah.
Then she's happy again. So instead of me getting angry and stressed because she doesn't know it,
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
help it.
Leave the equation.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Come back again, yeah.
Use her forgetfulness
Yes,
as the
yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
discussion.
Because it used to be super stressful.
Right. So your relationship with your husband, I mean, obviously there's some
It's
impact there as
amazing.
well.
From what, like fighting so much. Now
Yeah.
it's like we talk so much
Okay.
more. When he travels, it's like I think he never used to like the idea of texting. I said, sayang, sometimes if you cannot say it in words to me because my face is like
Correct.
you feel like you want to slap my face, yeah. As much as you love it, tapi ada kala-kala dia macam
benci aku.
I said, go upstairs, we take a moment. So we always, my mother used to say this, never ever bring your whole argument all the way to the bedroom. Must always settle it before you go to sleep. So before he goes to bed, since I have insomnia, I will just tell him, okay, look, I'm sorry. Even though I don't mean it, I feel like I should be the first person. Or he will say he's sorry. And then we text. We tell each other, you know what? I was so angry. I just texted him today. Geram, I said, so angry with her. But he goes, the same story again. So we laugh about it now
Yeah.
because why should we
Yeah.
feel like it's a burden? I don't know what's going to happen soon enough. As long as
Yeah.
I think when it really happens, when she can't remember our names, that's when it's another phase for me, for
Okay.
us, to like, okay,
Right.
I figured out a way. I was like, I send her videos now because she always look at my videos and goes, I miss the times, random. There's so many random thoughts and
Right.
Yeah,
memories.
betul.
I miss the times when I was your manager. Oh yeah, where's your hat? So I try to change the subject and like,
I met her when you were.
take
when
out
you
your
were my
Dior hat that I
manager.
bought. Yeah, she's the only manager with a hat. Say, put it on. Watch my show. So I'll send her videos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the only way that she can like look at her phone and go, it's so nice of you. So technology in a way really helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll ask Joanne how she managed to survive as a single parent during the MCO.
Because after all, I am also the sandwich.
Yeah, we're all in the sandwich
you are
together.
sandwich right
Yeah,
now.
Okay.
I'm the meat in the sandwich.
And we're back. This is the Wow Show,
Yep.
Women
Wow,
on
wow,
Women,
wow,
and
yes.
we're talking about surviving the sandwich. And it's not one of those titillating sandwiches
No.
that we all know and love, but
Yeah.
the generational sandwich of juggling elderly parents and our children.
Well, for me, both my parents passed away when I was very young. My mom at 21, my dad at 16. So I had to grow up pretty quickly.
Were you close to them?
Yes and no.
okay.
Yes and no. I was closer to my dad. I've always been a daddy's girl. My mom and me had issues, so that was a whole thing that I had to go through. So my thing with elders is with other people's parents, not my own. Like my cousin Bibi, Bernard, his mom and dad were my godparents. So which both have passed. So from that I learned that okay, you don't have a lot of time, not with them.
Right.
So like whatever that you need to do,
Spend
to
as much time.
spend
to make
as
her
much
happy.
time
Yeah.
as you have with them. But also at the moment, we're talking about dealing with, for me, I'm at the moment dealing with the fact that my daughter is growing up
Yeah.
and she will leave the nest, which is pros and cons for me, So leaving the nest, I have to make sure that I do trust her, but in a little way.
Oh, she's leaving the mess. That's
Yeah, she's leaving the
You
nest.
said it.
Did you just catch on?
Yes,
I
I
was like
did.
giving her the side eye.
Oh,
Leaving
mess.
the mess.
Sorry,
and,
leaving
finally
the nest, not mess, because my
Yeah.
alien pronunciation.
She's very close to
sometimes.
you now.
She's close enough.
Yeah.
But right now she's actually training me
To let go.
To let go. So
good,
there's
huh?
certain things that she does.
Yeah.
Okay, she's independent and all that. But also, after MCO, she had to deal with the fact that I went into hospital. So now she knows, okay, mom's going to the hospital. This is what I need to do. And that kind of taught her to have the drill for the second hospital visit, which is like, to a point, she's like, do I really need to go to the hospital to see you because you are coming out tomorrow, right? Macam tu.
Okay, but during the MCO, during
Yeah.
the pandemic,
Yeah.
you also had a lot of challenges, being a single parent.
Not only a single parent, I mean, like, all
And
entertainers.
entertainers, yeah.
All
yeah.
entertainers.
Itu another depression lagi.
Yeah, itu lagi depression. But,
lagi depressed.
but I feel with depression sometimes, how I deal with depression. But right now, of course, I'm advocating therapy, mental health.
Right.
That if you need help, whether you're Ning by Zura or Joanne Kampopo,
What you already announced too. Yeah.
kan, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Because don't be afraid to say,
Yeah.
I need help. And a lot of people don't
was-
realize
yeah.
that your marwa is basically your ego.
Yeah.
Because what happened was after 6 months of MCO, that's when your rental hasn't been paid, and you're like macam mana ni?
Stress.
Nak buat online show pun not to say
Jual
a
sambal
lot.
lah.
You jual
I
sambal,
just-
aku jual babi. Very different kan? So I started a food business from roast pork, and I managed to make that into a professional business for 2 years. So I was selling 1 kg for 100 ringgit for 10 kgs per week. So my aim is like if I can get 1,000 a week, after a month, I can at least, pay rent and use that money for whatever. And it just grew. It grew to a point that I had about 400 different customers. I still have them. And then I started the roast pork nasi lemak. I started roast pork cake, birthday
Bukanlah
cake.
restaurant now.
So now
Sambung je.
I just need to find that other partner, that other partner, because right now, as you can see, we are both like hustling.
Yeah.
Every show will take,
Yeah.
everything will take, and I want to be able to, if I'm going to do the food business again, I need to find
Focus.
a partner
Right.
that can help me when I need to be the
Right,
comedy, the
right.
MC, and all that. But okay, one thing which I realized, my ego, I had no ego because I was to a point that I'm going to be evicted. So in my mind, I don't care. I'm just going to sell this and see whether it works.
Right.
And it worked. And the funny part is, when you ask for help, people will help.
Yes.
And these are not just my friends. My friend helped me in
Facebook.
Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah.
Strangers.
Yeah.
My friends help by ordering, one. Second, my fans help by ordering, and then they give the numbers away.
Yeah.
Third, because I wanted to experiment with the recipe, another friend of mine said, "Hey, I have a booth in Publica. Why don't you go and sell your roast pork there?" She said, "It's okay, it's okay.
yeah.
I know it's." She said, "It's public, but you put the sign big, no halal, you sell." And I sold sandwiches in roast pork, kind of like with hot dog, but instead of sausages, you put the roast pork, the siu yolk. And I wanted to combine it with different sauce, like pesto sauce, buttercream sauce, chili sauce. And I found someone who did sauces, and they were willing to help. The thing was, what happened during MCO really helped the community.
Yeah.
There is, if you have
I would
no
agree,
ego, no shame,
Yeah.
tak apa, kau jual
there was a lot
sambal
of people that
kau
was
jual,
helping.
like okay, I jual something halal,
Yeah.
but my breads we customize from a halal bakery, and I wanted like certain breads, like I wanted charcoal
Mantau.
buns,
Oh,
charcoal brioche,
Yeah.
and then he even tell me, tak apa kak, I can make, I can make beetroot, pink color also. And it's so amazing. And the thing is that all you need to do is just message reach out and say, look, aku ada ni, can we combine? And the amazing part is because food is the next best thing to have.
The unifier.
It's the unifier, right? And if you look, so many home cooks have come out from
Yep.
MCO.
Yeah.
Because when you dah tak ada kerja, what's the only thing you can do?
Yeah.
So for all women, and I realized women were like, because as mothers, there is this innate need for us to ensure that our offspring survive.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
course.
even if I
Wonder
can,
Woman lah juga tu.
if I can cook curry chicken, I will cook curry chicken to sell. And what's good is I've seen like in Facebook, I call this my aunties group, So this auntie group just grew. It's like this delivery group from like 300 orang now have about 1,000. And of course during MCO,
Fabulous.
people just, okay, aku jual jelly,
Ya, betul.
aku jual this, aku jual rendang. So many. And because everybody has bought, okay, I still remember this, and you support other people. So I remember this college kid, she was selling mee siam, tapi sedap
Sedap,
gila. So I ordered like a few for my guards and all that, and then I realized, hey, sedap. So I took a picture. Immediately she said, Joanne, oh my God, thank you so much. Immediately after you posted, I had like 30 orders, and then it continued. But of course now she's back to to
Her studies.
college, her
Yeah.
studies. But a lot of people, I realize with women are more
Resilient lah.
resilient,
That's the word.
enterprising, and then ego
Yeah.
tak ada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kita terdesak, but then we just have to
Yeah.
survive.
Because let's put it this way, can you
Yeah.
imagine Joanne come, like if you say it like Ning by
Yeah.
Joanne come. I was out there
Yeah.
for 2 weeks selling my
berpeluh-peluh semua ya.
berpeluh-peluh dekat Publica,
Yeah,
selling my buns. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people were like, what? And dengan wig semua tau.
Wow,
Dengan wig,
happeningnya. I should have come.
Dengan ni like that, then out all sold out.
Still berkarakter.
6:30, 7 o'clock dah sold out because everything is gone. So I'm like, yeah. Because I say, if everything is gone, then she said, then you
And
close
word of
lah.
mouth, right? With
Yeah.
Facebook and all that.
And
It's
also
amazing.
because it's Publica, I think
Correct.
the most important thing is you must know your market. So if you nak jual sambal,
Yeah.
go to a place where people will buy. And
Yeah.
food, kalau sedap,
Memang orang
people will buy.
Correct.
And it feels like community because when I was there was also Burmese ladies that was selling their laksa. And then there was like
Yeah,
asli
the food
food
business
that was
was
selling
really
nasi padang.
booming, yeah.
Yeah. So if your food is good and people know,
Yeah.
they will go and they'll
Double
buy.
bonus.
But even things like, that's why sambal ke sauce,
Yeah.
senang. Because you're talking about Publica and Bangsa, which kalau kau jual sambal RM50 or
Nah,
RM30,
yeah, I
people
jalan
will
je.
people will still
I
like,
bawa bako
okay,
jual sambal."
boleh. And they'll buy more because it's Ning by Zura.
Correct.
So you
Dia
use,
order lagi.
you
Yeah.
use your celebrityness.
Right.
Like, so that's why I say when
And I recycle the jars.
yeah, you cannot recycle. No, the thing is this. Some people say, oh, how can I do
Malu lah,
this?
yeah.
Aku malu
No
sebab
lah, I
aku
don't
ni, aku tu. But I think it's also teach us to be, already
Check your
Yeah.
ego lah.
check
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
ego.
yeah.
And I've checked
Yeah.
my ego to a point right now. People say, kau buat lah. You say, okay.
Oh,
Once-
tu yang you ada nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak ada tu.
the show.
So I always tell people, they say, you do lah. I say, okay, you do know I wake up at 3 o'clock to cook 7 kgs. 3 o'clock because I'm only dealing with one oven. I have to cook the pork twice. And because I'm putting in at 2, okay,
Yeah.
I can only
Tedious
yeah,
process,
it's tedious. So I wake up at 3. I wake up at 3 and I sleep in between while I wait for the oven to ring. I say, unless all of you have done food and you can tell me,
Yes.
then don't come and say, senang lah kau bikin lah.
Yeah, and also I remember during that time because I was following you
Yeah,
quite diligently. I
you
mean,
came to say hello and take
exactly.
picture.
No, but you also you fell ill, or there was you fell, or you
Yeah. I
you
was limping.
You were limping. You were in a wheelchair, and I just felt so badly for you because you were
cooking
doing all that.
Cooking you're on your feet, and then
Yeah.
bila bikin nasi lemak, you have to cook the rice. After that, the sambal. After that, the
So,
ikan bilis.
in that time, right, that you were doing all of that with a limp and no one to help except maybe your daughter and your kakak.
Yeah.
Did you ever think at that point like, oh shit, I'm just gonna give up?
How to give up?
I think we
Like,
were all
If I'm
survivors.
alone, I
didn't
can
want
give
to.
up.
Yes.
If I don't have to
Yeah.
feed my daughter,
Yeah.
I can give up. But I have a daughter.
Yeah.
Even if you have a dog, you still have to feed the dog,
And as for
Yeah.
me, I was doing too much life already until I got bored, and I was just thinking,
Does the life pay you?
no.
Exactly.
So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna enroll myself and get a certification. So I learned. I bayar lah sikit, but then I learned on how to be a better influencer. Belajar lah, and I got a certification online. And then I learned how to be a personal development leadership, public speaking. I got 2 certificates. Now I'm using it,
Yeah, those
After.
certificates
Yeah.
are very useful.
Yeah. What about you, Shaz?
What,
did
surviving
you-
the sandwich?
Yes, survive the sandwich. I mean, you've got more.
I don't even
You're-
know where to begin, to be honest, because I feel like my troubles started right before the MCO.
Yeah.
2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was also going through
That
the
was
start of
after I
my
saw you,
divorce.
isn't it?
Yes.
Our interview, yeah.
Yeah. So, and my mother also her health was deteriorating.
When it comes, it comes.
When it
More
rains,
than-
it
More at
freaking
once.
pours. Everything was happening at once, and I was going through a severe depression. So I was like,
I can imagine, yeah.
no need to wake up tomorrow. Let me just die now. Seriously,
Yeah,
I mean,
the-
I
the
joke about it
feeling at the
now, but
moment,
that's
I'm
how I
sure.
felt.
Yeah.
I felt dead inside. And on top of that, I had, my children to care for, and I had my mother to care for. So it was
Did
tough.
you have women friends to talk to?
I did.
Yeah.
I only have women friends. And my
Itulah
friends
kalau tak-
sustained me.
Yeah,
I
the
also
men
went
are
to
only
therapy.
for certain purposes,
Yes.
right?
Even though we don't get to see them, kita cakap-cakap. I was having secret
Yeah.
like meetings at home.
Yeah.
Tak apa. You jalan. Dah lah jalan sekat. Everywhere
Yeah.
is like tak boleh satu orang,
Yeah.
dua orang, tiga orang. Lepas tu back to one person.
Yeah.
I cakap, alah, you all just datang je lah,
Yeah.
redah je.
Exactly.
So how
If not,
did you
we would
do?
be-
So luckily,
Yeah.
at the earlier part of the pandemic, I still had a bit of a buffer financially, so I could take a mental health break as well. It was
That's
2020.
so important. That's so important
I could,
to do.
but my buffer was only for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
I was job free, a nicer way of saying jobless,
Yeah.
job free for 7 or 8 months. And at that point in time, I was, just spiraling. On top of everything else, the divorce left me in a bit of a financial catastrophe. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to bounce back from this and what I'm going to do about my children's future on top of, having to sort out issues with my mom, her health. I mean, I have siblings, so we all took turns and we all supported each other.
luckily,
But then I was like,
siblings.
okay, what do I do to support myself?
Yeah.
During the MCO, I took a career pivot. I had actually left radio the December in 2019 to take
Just before COVID.
just before COVID.
Yeah, oh my
So I was like, what the
What
heck?
the hell? Maybe I should have
stayed
just
on.
continue.
No, but I needed it because
Zoom je from
a
home.
year of cancer treatment left me completely burnt out. Okay, so but I,
don't
didn't
think
know.
you told anybody about that too, right?
Well, I talked about it once or
Yeah.
twice, on the
That's a
radio and
lot.
stuff. But now it was panic time. So it was just a matter of hustling. And a friend came and kind of turned my life around. Terrence, if you're listening, you are that friend. And I got
Terrence
to. Oh
Terrence, maybe I can tell you. And Erika, when did you go?
no, but basically gave me an
Yeah.
opportunity to use the skill set that I have and that I've honed over 30 years to a different kind of way of, I guess,
Maneuvering.
a pivot.
Instead of
So
writing
instead
and-
of doing radio now,
Yeah.
I'm doing podcasts.
That's
And
great.
that's why Pada
That's
Boom.
great.
Yeah.
Pada Boom.
Pada
is
Boom.
here.
I
Yes.
started teaching too.
Yeah.
I was scared. I thought,
Exactly.
siapa nak belajar daripada Ning by Zura? Dia tak ada
Banyak,
certificate, tak ada
sis.
sekolah. But I mean, and I was afraid. But I started teaching to kids.
Yeah.
Because kids will just absorb and slowly lah, one mother. It was just around the area.
Yeah.
So now I have a couple of kids.
Yeah.
And it makes you better. Kind of like, you feel like,
You're contributing.
yeah, you are. And
Yeah.
they're learning so much from you. And
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's not in the books.
It's
Shaz.
not. It's not.
Our
And-
career is a type.
Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
Tak ada
Ours is
dictionary.
different. Ours is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's like,
Kita tak ada
yeah,
dictionary.
but thank goodness you
Yeah.
pivot from that.
Yeah.
And people gave you a chance.
Yeah,
You know?
and I'm happy and I'm thriving and things are
Yeah.
resuming and
Yes.
I'm actually in a better place I'm in a better place now than I
now,
was
yeah.
3 years
I think
ago.
basically the universe is great.
Yes.
Because we were talking a lot. We were manifesting or even
Yes,
saying,
correct.
hey, why lah? What's going on? Sebab kita mengeluh and we say, okay, but we didn't like really give up. Because
Yes.
we was trying to look for
Avenues.
That silver
different
lining, yeah.
avenues.
try, give me a sign.
Yeah.
I was talking to the universe
Yeah.
and say, Ya Allah, kalau kau ada kat situ, bagilah aku a sign.
But
Tell me
sometimes you need to
something.
be open to listen to the sign.
Yes.
Kau kena
So,
dengar.
masa
Sometimes
tu
the
I tak
universe,
mindful lagi.
universe
Yeah.
tells you,
Yeah.
drop so many hints, tapi
Yes.
tak dengar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now
Tapi
we need to be a
if you
little
staying
bit
at home,
more.
you had no choice. Macam we were almost like nak kill each other dah, me and my husband. You know, like oh my god, apartment ni kecilnya. You know, like jalan-jalan, you're there. So we figured out a way. Like, am I driving you nuts? Yes, you are. Am I driving? Yes, I am. You know, so it's like a lot of people either they make, like we were saying, meet more children, meet more
Correct.
babies, or
They get
stay
a divorce.
together, or they get separated. So
Yeah.
which is trial times, and
Yeah.
families will just like bond. Or like my son started baking. Then he started. I didn't know that he could bake. My
Yeah.
husband suddenly bought, all this bread and stuff. So
You find your new how would I say
Hobby to do,
hobbies
yeah.
become your like side hustle.
yes, we became hustlers.
Kan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now we can still use that and like realize we can share to people. It's easier said than done, but we've gone through it. I don't want to
Yeah.
go back there.
Kan?
I don't want to
I
go back
don't
there
want to.
either. So for, I guess, for other women who may
Yeah.
find themselves in that position right now, I mean,
Still.
just know that you are resilient. You have that seed of
Yeah.
strength inside you.
And don't be afraid
Yeah.
to ask for help.
Yeah.
Whether or not in a mental capacity that if you
Yeah.
need to talk to someone, there
Correct.
are mental health clinics out there. There are therapists online.
There's always
That-
another woman. I believe there's always another woman who can save another woman.
Yeah.
That's
Because when you start, there's always another woman.
Yeah.
Usually, it goes something else. Perempuan mana ni? Betul ke another woman? Okay.
Well, whatever it is, women are resilient and we do
Yes.
things to survive and we will survive. And there's always a reach out for you when you need someone
Exactly.
to reach out
Yes.
to.
So our take home is, if you're a woman, trust me, there's a survivor gear in you.
yeah.
That's already it is.
Or if you're half woman, half woman.
Itu pun
sama.
boleh lah. Because the feelings is all woman kan, perempuan. But if you're a woman, you're stronger than you think. And this is very important because I never thought that I could go publicly and sell my roast pork in public car and still sell out twice.
The wig lagi.
Yeah, kan?
Joanne,
With
come
the
Joanne,
wig and jewelry,
Wow.
wig and jewelry and everything.
I took a lot of balls, man.
Yeah.
And then limping as well.
Show us the photo. We haven't
Ada
shown
banyak
it.
on my Instagram. I'm
Amazing.
quite famous for my porky.
Yeah.
All the non-halal lah, sorry
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But you are your own Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
Yeah.
You are your own Wonder Woman. So if you're going through something, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
And if you feel like your friends are not people that maybe you malu ke apa, there's a lot of things online right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental health
Yeah.
is something that we should talk about. We should normalize, and it shouldn't be a stigma.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies, I guess that's a wrap. This has been
The Wow Show!
Wonder Woman.